Am I gonna be disappointed, or
I'm
assuming not, because the like to dislike ratio ain't that bad.
Are we recording right now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So my friend, when he told me about it, he was pissed. My friend from boxing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think we're gonna have the same opinion, and I think I disagree. But there's a lot of criticism towards it, and I want to see what you think. But I also want to see it just so I can get a good view of myself.
Oh, you actually haven't seen it yourself?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
That's how YouTube brain I am.
All right, let's see it.
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
I didn't even have to say
Welcome
that.
to this vast world.
But
exclusively,
Kart
like it
races
never
are held
launches on the
Yeah.
other platform, so it's just
span
like.
the globe.
is it me? I'm not the best graphics guy,
And
but
in
the
this
graphics don't
Mario
look that
Kart
much
game-
better from 8.
You can go off the racetrack and drive virtually
It's probably just like
everywhere in this
better
world.
weather effects.
Maybe better lighting
Yeah.
too. Yeah. Hold up.
You got free roam in this shit?
I
now?
saw something else worse.
By going
What
off-road,
Mario's
you
holding?
can explore new
It's called
areas
Yoshi's
and
Drink.
routes. So drive
But like
wherever your
in
heart
Super
takes
Mario
you.
Sunshine, the main mechanic for Yoshi, he sought juice out his mouth.
You can also go for scenic drives with friends at different locations.
You see CJ from San Andreas going on, just looking. He yank him off the bike.
I was about to say, like, we got Mario GTA before we got GTA.
So quick.
That's the Switch too?
Bro, it's like the same.
Wait, no.
That must have been a really fast conversation with the manufacturer.
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, yeah, just curve it a bit more.
You got a big indented too?
Make it look more like a like a toaster.
Yeah.
While playing a game.
I'm assuming the mic is on the controller. I hope not.
Oh, that'd be annoying.
While
is.
using the game chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into. When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
I don't know about that.
That's the biggest cat, because that's the same thing that they said with like the PlayStation controller. Like, yeah, we got mics on our controllers now. It's just like, oh great, and then every match you get into is just vacuum. Hearing them mash the controller, like you hear all these noises. It's just like, bro, you guys said that this wouldn't be the thing, but this is how it is.
Listen,
Huh.
there's no mics. I don't even believe hearing aids when they say, oh, it counts out other sounds. How?
Feature in handheld mode too.
That's actually a really
You
cool
can adjust
feature.
the
You
size
know?
of
I
your
like
game
that
screen.
actually. If I had any friends that played this on Switch.
And for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
That's the
So we
problem.
hope you'll look forward
It's
to it.
a select game, so
Up
not
next.
pretty much like
Yeah.
Mario Kart. Because that's how it was on the DS, just Mario Kart.
We'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system
Do they
itself.
have to do that?
Up next,
I guess, yeah. They're covering their asses. If an effect added on the bottom.
to show you the
So-
Nintendo Switch 2
Oh, it doesn't make
system
that sound when you click it.
7.9 inches. Switch 2
Bigger
has a
screen,
bigger
same
built-in
thickness, is
screen.
that what it said?
Here's how that compares to games in greater detail on the 1080p
Stop.
screen.
Stop. Why'd you laugh right there?
Why did they do like the
Switch.
that's
You can
horrible
enjoy
zoom in?
games in greater detail.
Like, oh, cool.
You know what that reminds me of, bro?
Oh,
See if this is your contact photo.
send it to me. I'm gonna put it on screen. You can enjoy me.
You
double
get
the pixels.
720 or 1080p.
Bro,
Dude, that picture was wild. I was like, why did it come out this way? I have a good camera.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Even if you increase the pixels on that photo, it's not taking that face. Like that's not even my bone structure.
I was like, bro, like maybe I showed up too early at the gym because I'm like, your face is still rendering right now. How do you lack so many details?
I feel like my muscles just fell too.
On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
Why would it? Am I tripping? Is it
Nintendo
not all?
Switch games.
It's not all,
Play
no.
Nintendo Switch
Why?
2 games,
Why would that
as
be a
well
thing?
as compatible Nintendo Switch games.
What's-
Physical and
That was a
digital
disappointing
games
thing I
are
heard.
supported.
When I first said Nintendo Switch 2, it was all Switch games. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what's up. Now it's only like certain compatible ones. Like, I don't care.
I'm just trying to
Is it-
figure
is
out
it-
why that's the case. Like, it seems like with the Switch 2, like they're not making it that much different than the Switch.
And it just should be just an emulation thing, right?
as you just saw,
Assuming, yeah.
Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch.
It is though.
This is what you just said.
Designed the system from
I'm fine with it being just an upgraded
current location
Switch. That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
is
but
actually inside the game
don't
itself.
try to sell it like it's not.
Yeah, 100%.
This
Like,
is Nintendo's.
this is like a tutorial around your system. Yeah,
This
Oh, yeah.
sign reads.
better
And those magnets
tell people
are
how to
inside the system.
fix your damn console though.
The SL
They're
and
gonna go
SR
through all this
buttons
work.
on the Joy-Con 2.
Like if they're gonna go through all this
Oh.
work, at least be like, all right, and here are where the screws are and exactly what kind of screwdriver
No.
you need.
And then like what they're gonna do is like, and if you turn the console around, you'll see a number to call your local Nintendo person to send the console back to, so we can fix it, aka refurbish. Just send a
Yeah.
new one.
on the same day as Nintendo.
Why are
Switch
you gonna
2.
make people pay for
Please
this?
check it out
Let
if
this
you're
be
interested.
part of like the actual
Now,
Switch too.
I'd
Didn't
like
they
to
do that
share
with the
some
Wii?
more information
Did they?
regarding
I think
Nintendo
the-
Switch 2.
I think Wii Sports just came. I don't know. My dad paid for it. So I
This
don't know.
is
I could be
the
wrong.
card
I get Wii
Nintendo
Sports, but this
Switch
is
2
just like it's not really a game.
No, I
it's
mean,
more
like,
just like
It's
a.
the
I think
same
Wii
shape
Sports
as
and
Nintendo
Nintendo Land
Switch
came
game
with the
cards,
console at first,
but
in the
it's
first
now
release.
red
But then later
and
on,
has
you had to
much
buy it.
faster
Oh, okay.
data
But I agree,
rate
just
speeds.
have it come with the system.
Next up is
Who the
additional
hell's gonna buy
storage.
that?
Who's gonna choose that over Mario
Switch
Kart?
2 will only
Yeah.
work with micro SD express cards. It has a C button, which launches game chat, and on the
Hey.
back there are new GL and
I know,
GR
that's so
buttons,
funny.
which you can
It has
use
a
to
C
assign
button.
existing button
Hey, this is the
controls.
first
In
controller to have
addition,
back
an
buttons.
audio jack has been
Yeah.
added.
What the fuck is
We've
PlayStation and
introduced a
Xbox
few new
doing?
features, and after today's
I guess they wanna
presentation,
keep selling
the
it.
official Nintendo Switch
Like they
2
did me.
website will go live. There will also be an Ask the Developer.
Like, yeah,
article
yeah,
on
who
the
do you think
website
is gonna buy
where
that?
each of us will talk
Okay,
about
Secretly me
development
pulling out my
of
wallet.
Nintendo Switch 2.
Nintendo Switch 2 edition games are the third type.
Oh, okay.
Some games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that
Okay.
offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more.
Is that why? Because I'm trying to think. Because I'm like, it doesn't make any sense as to why they like not all games are compatible. Like that's what I'm saying. Like these things aren't like majorly different from one another. It was like the same reason why people were like, why can't I play like PS3 games on the PS4? They're saying,
Right.
like, oh, it's just this and that. But it's just like, bro, just like if people are able to like emulate it, why weren't you able to just put that into the console itself?
Especially when like you guys are the developers of the hardware. What's the problem there?
Exactly, yeah. So this is the same situation where it's just like these things, and they're trying to make it seem like it's not. They're basically the same thing. This is just like a Switch on steroids. With
Yeah.
like a bunch of cool other features. So it's just like, okay, that's great. Why aren't all games from the Switch compatible? But I'm assuming that's why they're doing the third type of game,
Yeah.
where it's just like we're gonna resell those games and we're gonna make them visually better with like the higher frame rates and stuff like that. But you're gonna have to
See,
purchase them again.
I'm just not a hardware guy, but like with the PlayStation 1 to the PlayStation 2 was a huge upgrade.
Hmm.
But you can play all the PlayStation 1 games. There's never an issue.
Yeah.
So like, and then the PS3 did the same thing, right?
yeah.
So, but then that just disappeared after that. And I
Yeah.
think didn't Xbox or PlayStation 4 do something like that, where you could only play certain old games from before on the new system?
It was PlayStation. Like Xbox lets you like do full backwards compatibility.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Xbox is fine with it, but PlayStation was the ones who were like, oh, we're releasing a new. It's called like PlayStation Now or something like that. Or just recently they started doing it was like the PlayStation catalog, where it's just like you can play old PS1 games.
That's right.
But like every single thing you have to have like a subscription to.
And wasn't it also like they cycle which games you can play? So
Yeah.
it's not like you just have the whole cat. If you had the whole catalog, I think the
it
subscription
would have been fine, yeah. But no, it was just like
Yeah, I'm gonna buy.
bite-sized amounts of games,
Oh,
and they don't even like honestly like a lot of the comparisons from like just like a regular emulator. It's just like you'd have more fun on the regular emulator
Oh,
than
yeah.
playing it on PlayStation, because they don't really do that much work to make those games play better.
Oh,
They
okay.
kind of just they just fucking port them over. That's it.
I could also see that being another arcade. I'm gonna have time finally to beat Final Fantasy VIII this weekend and cycled out.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm assuming this is just for money. Like they just want to resell the games.
It has to
I'd
be.
like to show you the Nintendo.
I mean, if you own it,
Super
at
Mario
least just make it
Party
like you can
Jamboree is
upgrade
getting an
for
upgrade
$5.
on Nintendo Switch 2.
Each game.
The upgrade expands.
I mean, if they want to
Oh,
make,
I see
yeah,
what
I'm
you're
saying
saying,
like
yeah.
with the older game, yeah. If we like enhanced it,
mouse
just pay
control.
$5 and then it'll port over and it'll be.
Oh, instead of buying the whole new game
instead of
again.
just buying
yeah,
the game
yeah.
all over again.
More
Because it's
expressive
gonna have to be
levels
like, I know Xenoblade Chronicles just came out,
and gameplay that
and
uses
I didn't know
the
this. They
camera
didn't finish the
accessory,
story in the first one,
Yeah.
all of
so
which can be
they added a
accessed
lot
on
more
Switch
story
2.
elements in this new one.
Let's check out all of which can be accessed on Switch 2.
I'm not playing Mario Party with you. This is the upgrade. You couldn't do this on the Switch, bro.
I was thinking like the fuck shit you can do with this shit. Like, yeah, I win. And you see me pop up, I'm like,
Yeah, is it bad that I thought of the same exact motion? Yeah, I thought like just. I was like, no, I'm not gonna say that.
yeah, that looks wonky as hell.
Bro, you just like you were just playing it. I come up, you just see my ass cheeks out. Just turn it
It
around.
just goes out. You're in like the Omni Man pose.
Yeah.
Bowser will bring you on stage 2. Hit blocks to collect the most coins. With your voice.
The cheating that would happen.
That's gotta be fun.
Bro,
Other mini-games
you can
using
yell into the mic to make it
full-body
go.
movement
I'm
and
just doing like my screamo shit.
Finally,
Like,
take a ride on the
Ben, shut
mouse-controlled
up.
roller coaster.
Yo, Ben, shut up.
I'm
This
assuming
new
this thing's
feature
gonna
can
be.
accessed via the Nintendo Switch app on
What's
smart
the
devices.
regular Switch price?
It's a game-specific
guessing this is
service
gonna be
that's
like
exclusive to the Switch
350?
2 editions of these titles.
350.
that's where the
For example,
controversy comes
it can
up, and I
help
want to see
guide
what
you
you
to
think of
various
that.
locations.
Oh, not leading into the mouse shit. That doesn't look comfortable.
It doesn't. Oh, it's a rhythm game? You're a bad person. You're a bad person, bro. You're like, it doesn't look comfortable. Literally a game about a guy in a wheelchair.
Cut all that shit. Damn. I didn't think this is where they're gonna go with it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're like wheels. They're like the size of the fucking the rails.
Oh my lord, bro.
That's why they made it like that. Oh my god. I feel like a dick.
Yeah.
Future to Nintendo players for the first
Oh
time.
god, how are they gonna do this?
Cyberpunk
It's gonna be
2077
the
is an
first release
open
with all the
world
glitches.
action-adventure RPG set in
It's the only way we can run it.
Switch 2, you can transport
Square Enix is always hit or miss. If they're not making Final Fantasy games, then they're making some bullshit.
Yeah. I think that's how it's been like since the beginning of Square Enix, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad.
The next game will be
let me see
from
this
our publishing
price.
and development partners.
The price is what I heard is the controversy.
Please take a look.
Everything looks good though.
Yeah.
It looks like a good console. Like, and I like how they didn't change the wheel.
Yeah. Bloodborne?
Silent
I'm
Hill
just
F.
kidding.
Dude, but if it did get the Bloodborne remake into the console,
Yeah, I'd
that'd
be
fucking
annoyed.
Crazy.
This looks like Bloodborne though.
Go on.
Bloodborne?
No way,
I'm
bro.
just kidding. I'm kidding. There's no way. It doesn't exist
You
anymore.
getting scared. I can tell.
I'm getting nervous.
Turn.
Stop.
Bloodborne upscale.
Stop. Is this?
Bro, that's crazy.
No. What the fuck is this?
Cyberpunk
Bloodborne 2? I'm getting mixed signals here. I don't know. Elden Ring. Wait, vampires?
No, it's
Oh, this is
Raw 2.
okay. It's a new game. It's a new game.
Oh my lord. Dustbloods.
Dustbloods. Wow, that's close to assholes. I'm just kidding.
You just saw
I ain't buying it.
We just saw the new Smash Brothers.
Now I gotta see the price.
Yeah.
Prepared footage for this presentation.
No, yeah, if they release a Smash, but I don't think they release a Smash Bros. For
In addition
years.
to what
No.
you saw today,
Just because they're probably figuring out what the fuck they want to do with the.
I'd be okay if they just never did it again.
Really?
You know, I
we'll
think
showcase
for
more
me,
games in the future, so we hope you're
I guess
looking
for my kids maybe, but like future kids, but like
forward. Next,
I got my fill of Smash Brothers for a lifetime probably. If they did release it, that's awesome. But like, I'm not mad if they release it, but I'm not mad if they just decide to close it down.
Yeah.
The last 3D Donkey Kong game was on the 64.
This is so violent. Jeez. Oh, mind this! Damn, that poor thing. Wait, those rock things are just dancing.
Yeah.
Meaning like they have.
He's just killing people.
Yeah, he's just murdering.
Yeah.
Everyone being able to
Wait, does it not have
experience
prices?
Nintendo Switch 2.
No way.
we appreciate you joining us today.
Wait.
Okay, so Is that too much?
Holy!
How much is the how much was the PlayStation 5?
The PS5 disc version I think was 500,
Okay.
and then the digital was 400. So this is in between.
Got it. And what my friend told me, digital games are 80 and, and physical games are 90. And the physical game doesn't even play it off. It's like a key code to get by digitally.
No way, dude. Depend. Are the game's just $70 or are they $80? $80 is fucking high, bro.
Because I remember
That's
you
up
and I
there.
were talking about where like people get mad at game prices going up, like GTA being $100. But like, you know, with the development cycle and everything like that, it's probably just what's gonna happen. But is
Damn, but make the console cheaper.
oh, okay. So it is too pricey then.
I think the console's too pricey.
Okay.
If the console is cheaper, then yeah, $80 for a game isn't the craziest thing.
For both of them. And then my friend was saying too, like both of them
How much is the damn
plus the subscription.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much is that subscription? Yeah, is it worth paying
50
an extra $30 for N64,
I know
Genesis, and GameCube?
I know it's not legal, but like
Oh, just fucking
emulate. For $50 a month, I just emulate that stuff, bro.
yeah.
Okay, here's my thing, and maybe my market hobby was too expensive, but like $80 for a game is not the worst thing.
Mhm.
Now, there's gonna be some Nintendo games I would absolutely not spend $80 on.
Yeah.
But like $450 for a console, if it comes with all that's the question. Does it come with like the camera and all that other stuff?
I should have paid attention to the bottom of the screen. They probably said sold separately.
If it's sold separately, then I have a problem with the $450.
You
Sold
can use
separately.
Yeah, sold separately.
How much is the camera now? That's probably
There
gonna be
you go, instead of
expensive.
price. It's probably gonna be around. It's probably gonna be like $80.
No, that's ridiculous.
It's
It's sold out and it's $50. Well, it might not be sold because of the tip, but it's $50.
It's $50.
Okay.
So if you want the full package, you got to pay $500.
So $450 plus 78 plus. Do you include the camera?
Yeah.
For that $50 plus. Do you include a second controller?
No,
No second controller.
just the game.
Just one game. So like what, 80?
80.
Anything else?
Oh, the subscription, $20.
Okay, $20 for the month. Yeah, 678. That is kind of high.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just playing it.
Yeah, so he's gonna suck it
Go
off.
to Penguinz.
Yeah, if you, that's what I was gonna say. He's like what
the internet's opinion.
Internet's opinion. It's a lot of.
What are you gonna do with the stream of Japanese?
It's a lot of yapping, so Japanese. So I'm good
Those
on
are two
that.
things I said would never happen. A FromSoft is $90 physical copies. That's going to become the industry standard. All of the other big players in the industry are going to follow suit. Nintendo has just busted the lid off of $80 as a normal amount to charge.
You know what's funny though? Is people. I think that the reason why game companies know this, people aren't gonna be mad for that long.
No, they're not.
That's why it's kind of hard to like take like gamers seriously, just because like gamers are some of the most impulsive buyers on the market, and they will complain about this shit. And I'll complain about it too. It's pretty bad, but then it's just like after a few months, everybody's just gonna go back to normal and just purchase these things.
I mean, it's also like model kits too, where it's like, you know, yeah, some of these model kits are $70, $80, and it's like, yeah, that can be expensive, but once that FOMO hits, you're not gonna.
Yeah, so it's just I understand that this is just like I feel like these companies just look at like outrage and people online complaining about it and shit like that, and like like these suckers are just gonna buy it anyways. And it's unfortunate. Like I think that's like remember, like I don't know if you remember like the whole loot box scandals.
Yeah,
with, like, EA, and everybody's just like at war with loot boxes, and all the gamers thinking like, yeah, we're gaining ground, we're winning this and that. Gamers didn't fucking win. Gamers didn't fucking win. Loot boxes fucking stayed. I think they just brought him back in Overwatch 2 and people were like rejoicing.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, it's just like, brother, like, okay, like
The
and then it's funny too, because even in that same time period that they're complaining about loot boxes, like we're at war with greedy companies, microtransactions, yada yada yada. Guess what fucking blew up? Fucking Genshin Impact.
I was just gonna. That's what made me
the
like not
biggest
care.
gotcha game. Yeah, that's why I was just like, oh, okay, these idiots don't give a shit.
Because
actually.
I listened to, I don't know what her name is now, but Jim Sterling.
Yeah.
And like she was making like a lot of good points, and like when they would talk about how like if you wanted like a Olympics uniform for Overwatch, you had to get it out of a loot box, but you're not guaranteed to get it, so you're spending a ton of money on loot boxes just to get that one uniform that you want, but you might not even get it. And I can see how that's very predatory. But then when everybody was okay with 0.1% gotcha pulls for anime waifu, it's like that's not, oh, they don't care. Yeah.
Digital copy of games. That sucks so much shit through a crazy straw. I couldn't even begin to describe how on brand that is for Nintendo. Some people are surprised. I was surprised Nintendo didn't do something like this sooner. I have said for so long how out of touch this company is and how anti-consumer Nintendo as a company is. They make great games, bangers, games that are very special to me. You'll find a lot of them on my shelf. But the company itself is the antithesis of fun and friendly. They are brutal and greedy, and they knew they could get away with this kind of pricing. They knew it, and they will get away with it, unfortunately.
So why are we gonna shit on them? like they're doing what a business is going to do.
Yeah.
We know they're a business and we know that they're gonna do what they're gonna do. So why and they know that people are going to buy it. And they know their games are gonna be successful. So why would they not do that? Like, how would you tell a company to not do that? Like, you think yelling at them and calling them greedy and like making fun of, like, you think that does anything? Like, as a business, doesn't care about what you're fucking saying on shit like that, unless it actually is having a negative effect and people aren't buying their games, but they know it's Nintendo. They're super successful. They've been in their own sphere this entire time, away from the whole console wars and all that shit, just because they can successfully make these games not as expensive as PlayStation are making them and fucking make bank. And they're doing it again, and they're changing the price, and they're knowing people are still going to buy it. So what is this crying about? Like, oh, they're so greedy. Like, what does this do? Like,
Nintendo is the Disney of.
You're talking to half your fan base, so you're probably still gonna buy it anyways.
Yeah. He's probably gonna stream Nintendo games.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Nintendo is like I see it as a Disney. Well, like, there's a good quality there. You might not always get the most diverse stuff or the best quality. Sometimes it is good quality stuff. When it's bangers, it's bangers. You're going to Nintendo for the IPs.
Yeah.
Like I can't really get the Legend of Zelda experience anywhere.
Well, you literally can't get it anywhere because it's just you have to stay on the Nintendo.
Yeah, and there's really isn't like, and with the good quality, there's not like a knockoff like Sonic the Hedgehog. There's knockoff games that are better than the actual Sonic games that are coming out right now. But you're not getting that with Mario, Metroid, or Zelda.
Yeah.
I know ASMR, but don't worry about that. But like, so with Game Freak, when Sword and Shield came out for Pokemon, people, that's actually after Scarlet and Violet. Maybe it's Scarlet and Violet, I forget. It doesn't matter, they're all the same. People were pissed because like the whole Pokedex is not going to be in there. It has like Bring Back the Boys, like Bring Back the Pokedex. It's the game. No, it was Scarlet and Violet. The game looked jaggy as hell, lagged, all these errors and everything like that. And people were pissed. Like, bro, Game Freak has got to stop doing this. They got to put more time. Why are they putting all the more Pokemon and everything?
Yeah.
Best-selling Pokemon game.
Really?
Yeah.
At that time?
Yeah, if maybe not in the franchise. The only one that might sold more is the first one, just because like it was way back then. But the game did gangbusters.
26 million. Why putting them on the best-selling games on the Nintendo Switch?
the backlash was just crazy for that game too.
That's why I say it doesn't mean fucking jack all, dude. Like, it really doesn't. Like, bro, PlayStation and all of them actually cared about still keeping people allowing to buy physical copies, they would have updated their store to where you can have a choice of buying it digital, or we could just send it to you. We could ship out the game to you.
Yes.
Kind of like how Netflix used to ship out DVDs to people. We'll ship out the game to you if you want it. You're just gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel like people would have been,
or partner with Amazon or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It just goes to show that a lot of people don't really care about physical anymore either. So it's just like, like we can have all these like good complaints and like be like, this is what gamers want, this is bad for gamers, this and that, but it's just like I feel like the vast majority agree with the anti-consumer practices of these companies.
Yeah.
And it's just something that we're just going to have to accept. So it's just like, why am I going to continue to complain about these things when it's just like, it's not going to change the outcome of any of this?
Here's the problem. It's anti-consumer, but I don't think it's anti-consumer for the reasons they're saying because they're greedy. I think it's just like,
they're taking what they know they could get. It's not, they're not being greedy. They're just adjusting to the market. And like, oh, players are able to pay more, so why would we not pay more? If like the consumers are open to being able to be charged more, as a company, why would you avoid that for goodwill? Like, people aren't really making games to the quality of Nintendo games, even on PlayStation or Xbox. So it's just like, we could complain about the prices, but who's their actual competition? Nintendo doesn't have any competition, so they can do this.
Yeah,
they can get away with it, and you just got to fucking eat shit.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of true.
That's
Unfortunately,
just how it goes. Yeah, I hate it, but that's just how it goes.
So I guess what I'm saying is like, it's not a Nintendo problem. It's just like the economy as a whole problem. Things are just getting pricier, and I hate it. I'm going to Taco Bell bought 3 tacos for $7. Like it sucks.
Yeah.
And now people are finally starting to see like, oh no, this company, like, they don't fucking like us. Like they do not really like the consumer. And I feel so vindicated. Like, I feel like, you know, our ancestors way back in the day when that one person spoke up and said, what if instead of eating it raw, we cook our meat? And then he got like pummeled by rocks from the rest of the group. Well, that was me. And now instead of throwing rocks, people are finally being like, no, wait, maybe this meat is getting cooked here. Nintendo is a meat cooker of ass. I got lost in the analogy I was trying to make. Point is, I've said for so long how mean of a company Nintendo is, and how they do not respect.
It's just so weird hearing that. I just don't get that. Like, you're attaching human emotions to a damn corporation. Like, there's people in the business, but if you're talking about the business itself, why are you gonna call the business mean? That doesn't make any sense. It's always gonna be structured towards profit.
Yeah,
So I don't understand.
I mean, like, here's the thing. He's a React content creator. We're starting to do our React stuff. There's really, besides buying a computer, React content stuff doesn't cost money. He's got to react to videos and fucking edit that stuff.
Hey man, time is money.
Time is money.
Well, at least for them.
Yeah, right.
They ain't getting paid for this.
Company wouldn't piss in your mouth if you were dying of thirst unless you paid them $60 up front for the convenience fee.
Okay, now that's a really good point.
So this is the perfect demonstration that Nintendo will just do anything for a couple extra doubloons. So they are now at the $80 price tag for some of their games, which will no doubt have a pretty big effect on the rest of the gaming sector as a whole. And that is bleak. You hate to see that. I have been one of those Scrooges humbugging that ridiculous rumor that GTA 6 is going to cost $100. I have been fighting on the front lines of that ridiculous claim for a year. After seeing Nintendo drop this shit here, I'm starting to think Rockstar might just try it too. Because it really, you can basically charge whatever you want. Nintendo is now setting the precedent, and I think Rockstar will follow. Maybe GTA 6 truly will cost $100. Now, I made a brief mention at the beginning of the video about how they're treating physical releases, and this is what I was referring to.
Oh, that's the thing you're talking about?
Yeah.
Game key cards are different from regular game cards because they don't contain the full game data. Instead, the game key card is key to downloading the full game to your system via the internet. That's funny as hell.
See, at that point, I would say just don't even release the physical.
Yeah, what the fuck is the point? Yeah, that's like the same reason why I just didn't understand why why they still sold like physical discs at like game stores, especially if they just came with a piece of paper saying here's the code. Then it's just like, why did I just leave to drive over to this place to just buy plastic? I basically bought plastic that doesn't do anything for me, and I'm still getting the digital thing that I didn't want to get.
Yeah,
like what the fuck is the point?
Now here's something I will agree with. I want to know how. Here's what I think the real controversy is. I want to, because it doesn't come with that the memory stick, which I think is stupid.
Yeah.
How much are these games gonna take?
How much space? It's gonna be a lot more, considering that they're creating more space. I mean, the previous one was 32 gigs, which was like the sizes that they had. Like these ones being 256. If it's anything like PlayStation, where games are like 100 gigs, and I think the PS5 launched at, was it 500 or was it a terabyte? One of those. Yeah, you're gonna run out of space very quickly.
And I think that's actually a bigger issue than the actual game price, because if I buy Elden Ring and that's $100, and like, oh wait a minute, I have like a few more games left, and then I have to buy another memory card before I can play another game or start deleting stuff.
Yeah, you'd have to end up deleting stuff. Because that's basically what I did when I was on PS5. I had to just keep deleting. That's why I was like, oh fuck, I need to update my internet to be able to have like unlimited data, because when I start getting throttled, I'm like trying to download these fucking games and like I ran out of data. It was just like, bro, these games are taking me like full days to download.
Full days?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this is too bad. Like I need to. Yeah, it gets annoying the fact that you have to just keep like deleting shit. But that was like the cool thing about having the actual game. Like,
Yes.
at least for the Switch, like the actual game on the card,
Yeah.
because you just put it in and then you're good. You don't have
Yeah.
to worry about downloading shit other than maybe a patch.
And the thing that there's like, well, I will say, I think I will say this part is greedy. I can say that is having a Nintendo Switch specific memory card for this. You can't buy it doesn't sound like you can buy a third party memory card that has like 1,000 or a terabyte and put it in.
Yeah, that's a good question. Can you even do that on the regular Switch?
I don't know.
I'd have to look it up after.
Yeah.
About their game key card. So apparently the game key cards are like basically giving you access to download the game via the internet. So what you actually buy, the physical copy, it's not like the game you're just getting Nintendo's stamp of approval to download the game itself.
And what they mean
Which
by
I-
that is essentially you just buying the license
Yeah.
to the game. Yeah, that's the same thing that they had to like introduce on Steam now, where they have to let you know that you're just getting the license to these games, and just having the license to these things kind of fucking sucks because if the server goes down or they just
That's the scary part.
goes
Yeah.
down, yeah, you just lose everything.
But again, that's not a Nintendo problem. That's just
it's not a ton of problems.
Yeah.
It's just
Ties into the old Ubisoft quote of "you'll own nothing and you'll like it." That's not exactly what they said, but they basically said, I think verbatim was, gamers need to get comfortable not owning their games or not owning anything, something to that effect. And Nintendo seems to be following suit with that philosophy. You're not actually owning anything if you're buying a physical copy of a game. You're still just getting a permission slip, literally like a library card. Not even a library card, actually. You're getting like a hall pass where you get to put your physical copy into the Switch 2 in order to download the game itself from Nintendo. You don't own shit. You own absolutely nothing. You own the idea of being able to have this game on your console. It's amazing, which has become the norm. Now, I've always, not always, but for like the last like 8 or 9 years, I've been like a big digital downloader. I haven't really bought physical copies in a while. But over the last year, you've heard me talk about it quite a bit. I've become a huge advocate for physical copies of things because, as we've seen time and time again, you don't own it, so you can lose access to it forever because it's not really yours. Huge advocate for physical copies, especially now that so many things are just getting outright removed and deleted, and they're just gone forever because there's no physical copies. I think it's more important than ever, and now Nintendo's taken a step to ensure that physical copies are even more meaningless. It's very sad. And since you're not even getting the game itself through these physical copies, it makes this $90 price tag even more baffling, even more of a head scratcher, because what you're getting is fundamentally an empty box with a code on it. You get a tiny little doohickey, you get a thingamajig, you put in your Switch 2 that is not the full game, it does not have the full game data, they make that very clear, it does not contain full game data, and you get that key to then download the game from the internet.
I do think
So
that's stupid.
why are you paying even more money for that
Yeah,
while still getting the
that
same service? The only thing that
makes a
changes
whole
is
lot
the
of
fucking
sense
box with
because
it.
you're
It's
essentially
crazy.
you're
It's
just
actually
buying the
crazy what
digital
Nintendo tries to
version
get away with.
anyways.
And what
Yeah.
they
You're just getting
inevitably
charged
will
more
get away with. It's such a shame too,
unless they're
because the
charging
Switch
that
2
much
does
for the
seem to be
plastic.
some-
but knowing Nintendo fans, they're gonna still do it.
Yeah, probably.
And I will say it's probably more predatory to like the moms and dads who don't know better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which of course isn't saying much because the Nintendo Switch is basically like a fucking glorified 2011 smartphone. That shit is wimpy. And the Switch 2 is finally a modern console. Finally some real power. And they showed so many good games for it coming out. It's extremely exciting, that catalog. But now, I can't be excited for it because I hate the precedent they're setting with this pricing. I hate the precedent they're setting with the physical copies, which you can't even call them physical copies. They're not physical copies. You're getting a box with a code on it, basically. It's just trash. Nintendo is insatiable in their appetite for more money. A gluttonous corporation, which it should be a surprise to no one, but it really is just egregious here with what they're doing for the Switch 2 and its pricing for some of the games. So yeah, it's not super fun, Nintendo. Don't like that very much. That's about it.
I'm gonna play that little part back right there
Mm-hmm.
where he's saying it's
So many good games
it's
for it.
trash.
The president they're set, you're getting a box with a code on it, basically. It's just trash. Nintendo.
I'm gonna play that part back when I boot up one of his streams when Dustblood comes out. I feel like this is exactly why I just don't understand gamers. Where it's just
buy
like,
it anyway.
yeah, like as a stream, and I'm not even. It's not even like a shade Penguinz. Like it's because he's a fucking streamer. Like you're gonna have to play the new game if you want like a lot of viewers on
Yeah.
that day, especially on release date. Like you're gonna want to do that, or if it's like a sponsored video or something, you're gonna want to do that. So it's not even like shade. Like you're making your money. I understand, but it's just like your words ring shallow when you're saying these practices are trash and you hate them. Yet on day one you're going to be buying it and playing it. So it's just like damn. Like
You know, it's a good
why
example.
do we complain about these things?
There's a thing called in the model kit world. It's P Bandai, so it's like the Gundam stuff, and there's still a lot of cool kits that you'd want is exclusive for that, and you have to wait for the drops. And then how they do is that if you buy multiple things, they don't ship it to you all at once. They ship each one differently, so you could be paying a lot of multiple shipping fees. And there's some really cool kits that you'll never see in stores or online because it's P Bandai only. So, and the prices are jacked up from like high grades can be like $20-$30. Some of these high grades would be like $60. Like they're jacked up. So it's kind of it's pretty predatory. It's like why not just make these more available? You know what I hear every time? Every time I go hang out with model kit people, it's like, oh, Candy's dropping tonight. So it's like, or even like with Volks, I bought a Volks, I sold resin, I sold it. Like it's a lottery, it's super expensive, it's limited. You even if you want it, you can't get it. Luckily, there's recast. But guess what? I can almost guarantee you, probably every single one of those resins sell out, even if they're upwards to $1,000.
Yeah,
they're making the sale, so it's like, how much can you really get mad about it?
Yeah, that's why I said, for me, like Genshin Impact ruined my faith in everybody else because I was like, yeah, fuck these loot boxes.
Yeah,
these loot boxes are awful. I'm not playing any game that has loot boxes in it. I'm staying away from that shit. And then when that Genshin Impact happened, that in my personal opinion, I just looked at it was just like some copy paste Breath of the Wild, just with like smaller other features.
It was copy paste Breath of the Wild, yeah.
But it was and it was just like it was just a gacha game. I'm just like, damn, people are loving this game. This thing is blowing up. This thing is making bank. And then they started making more and more and more. I was just like, gamers don't mean fucking shit, dude. No. Like they don't mean shit. Like these guys are. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but that's just the truth. Like you guys will complain about one thing, and then you'll let the other thing that's just as bad, or if not worse, slide.
Mm-hmm.
And then companies are just gonna follow suit, and then you're like, "What the fuck is wrong with these games?" It's just like we're just shooting ourselves in the foot every single time, and then I just don't.
Can I give you a good counter example in another medium? Forever 21 is going out of business. I was surprised, and I was like, man, I never thought this place would go out of business. Looked it up. The reason is because of stores like Temu and that other cheap Chinese company.
Oh, is it Temu?
Yeah, Temu.
I've been saying Temu this whole time.
Oh, I think it is Temu.
Let's say the Temu.
I don't know. I don't speak Chinese. Yeah. But those stores are pushing out Forever 21. Why? Because it's cheaper. That kind of goes back to what I said before. If Nintendo was able to undercut the market and sell their products for cheaper, they absolutely would do that because they'd make more money.
Yeah.
Because you can't think of it as the gamer. Think of it as a parent. Okay, I want to buy my little Johnny a game console. Okay, am I gonna buy? It's like I think that's why the original Switch is so great. Am I gonna buy a $500 one, or am I gonna buy the $300 one? Like, let's get the 300. Yeah, and I can guarantee you when the next Xbox and the next PlayStation comes out, it's gonna even be more expensive. They're thinking Penguinz0’s sounds like he's thinking it's gonna be like the same price. Like, no, it's gonna be more expensive.
Yeah, well, that's why I said the console itself should have been cheaper. I know with everything going up and then fear with like tariffs and stuff like that, I still think like unless they're still losing money on that console, but I still think it should have been a lot cheaper, especially if you're wanting to get somebody involved in the fucking ecosphere that is Nintendo, where you're kind of just stuck on that platform. But that's why I said that's why like the cheaper like Nintendo Switch was cool, because even little fucking Tommy, like he could still get like the cool games that are releasing on other consoles, like Doom and stuff like that. Like, oh, now you can play Doom games on the Nintendo Switch. And I was like, whoa, that's never happened before. Now we're getting a lot of third-party games releasing on Switch. It's a cool device. Yeah, they didn't look as good, but at least you're still getting all the games that everybody's talking about. But now with the price, it's an actual console now with like competitive pricing compared to its now it's competitors. But it's just like, yeah, it kind of just sucks how pricey. But this is bound to happen at some point.
Yeah,
and I know people are still going to buy it. So
people are gonna buy it.
What does it matter? Like, I mean, let's be fair. When the fucking if they do release a new Smash,
it's over.
Fucking dude, I'm fucking buying it.
Oh man,
it's just like
not only will you buy, you're gonna buy like you're gonna buy the $600 edition.
I'm gonna buy the edition that has where they just put like a little graphic on the damn dock and that's it.
Yeah, no, I will agree with you. Like in some ways, because like even the Switch kind of feels like a cheap console because like the outside, but like at the same time, like that the LED stuff probably gets expensive and everything. It's just tough. It sucks that it's more expensive. I don't want it more expensive, but it just like. It's less of a Nintendo problem and just like the way the world is going right now.
Yeah. And
the development time for these games, in fairness to them, they're just too fucking long.
Yeah.
Even Metroid Prime 4 took like years. They had to delay it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we had a huge. That's why I was surprised when it was out. I didn't know this fucking came out. But like they had to they had like I think it took 6-8 years for it to come out for a Metroid game. So like when people say like the theory like, oh, Grand Theft Auto is gonna be $100, and like. You know what, man? For something that you're gonna play for a decade, $100 is super cheap.
Yeah, it's very cheap. Just like I don't want to keep complaining about something that's not gonna change because it's just gonna keep stressing me out. So I'm just gonna go with the flow. Yeah. So
like, I think like what you've been doing is that you've been playing a lot more indie games that are cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if you have a problem with this, then I'd probably like, I get your frustration, but like, if this is gonna be your main console, it's probably not that bad of a price. If it's gonna be your secondary or tertiary, I say just don't buy it then.
Yeah.
I know like, oh, there's games I want to play and everything. It's like I get that, but like, just be a lot more selective with what you buy. It sucks. I don't like things are going up price, so I've had to cut back on my hobby. But just
Hey,
what are you gonna do?
If you guys really want it, donate some plasma, bro.
Bro,
Don't help people out while you donate plasma.
I actually got to go back and donate plasma.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a minute
because like it says like, hey, if you do it before this date in April, we're gonna give you $120. Like, oh man, that's a lot. My girl likes Sephora now, so it's like.
You know, I was spelling message and messenger, and before I sent a message, like my brain got like fucked up. I'm like, this doesn't look right.
That happens to you too.
So I'm like, why is message have an A to make it look like massage? But then messenger just says fuck the A, we're just gonna put an E. Yeah, messenger and message, like they look completely different. Yeah, see, messengers like that, and then message. I'm like, fuck the English language. I normally don't even think about that, but then when I was like looking at it, I was reading it back just to make sure I didn't have any typos. I'm like, this doesn't look right.
I guess because messenger, miss edge. When nobody says miss edge, say message. That's
it, because it could still be like if you just say message, messenger.
Bro, sometimes I'm glad that happened to you because sometimes I would be typing out stuff and I just look at the word like, why does this look wrong? And I go on Google and it's like, no, that's right.
No, that's right.
Am I stupid?